thank you so much for joining me for your June 2020 ASMR monthly tarot forecast. You might have noticed things are a little bit different this month. I have new camera angles. I want you to take all of the negative things that you've been storing up in the month of May, and I want you to send them into this flame. So any negative energy that you got gifted for your birthday, possibly, it sucks, but it happens, just send it right into this flame. Awesome. And I have sodalite pyramid. I have this big chunky piece of amethyst. I have this really beautiful piece of kunzite. I have, in case we need to clarify yes or no answers, I have this really nice little blueberry shaped azurite. It's got like a little bit of malachite on it as well, up near the top. Don't know if you can even see that. For your reading this month, I'm going to be using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. And something a little extra that I made myself. Which is this Vaporwave Lenormand deck. It's also non-binary, so if you use they, them pronouns, you don't have to pick some random card. And of course, if you're gender specific, it won't really matter either. Imagine that. And then this is the design on the back. And I'm thinking about doing a run of these cards that are like professionally printed, but I haven't really got to that point yet with them. But I will keep you updated. You can check my website for more info. Alright, Taurus. Let us get started. These cards are too big, so I just have to shuffle them like this. If you remember, I have the tiniest hands of anyone alive. My child has larger hands than I do. And to think I used to play bass. God, that was a lifetime ago. And I guess I didn't think about this, but it's the day before Memorial Day, I think. As I film this, I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe I don't know what day Memorial Day is this year, but everybody's been really loud today, so if my loud neighbors start making noise, please don't hold it against me. Alright, Taurus. Let's find out what's going to happen for you this month. June 2020. It's too bad Barbara Walters isn't still around. This is 2020. Is she? Is she not? I don't know anything. I don't know when Memorial Day is, and I don't know if Barbara Walters is still alive. I don't know anything. Let's find out what's going on with you, Taurus. Well, straight off the bat, we have the Hierophant. Hierophant can be about marriage, but he can also be about following a moral code, being a good example, leading by your good example. Next we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is all about your creative ideas and creative energies that are going to be starting soon. Oh yeah. Just a little mist. Next we have Air Past. That's your card, Taurus, the Empress. And the Empress is all about divine, feminine, creative energy. Like pregnancy, women in the workforce. I know those things don't seem related, but they definitely are. This is you in your state of power. And so that's you in the past position. In the current position, oh wow, that's crazy because I did shuffle these cards quite well. This is the Eight of Swords, and Aries got this exact same card in the position of the current state of affairs. So, feeling stuck, maybe? Feeling stuck, perhaps, because you want to do the right thing. You are creative. Very creative. You have a lot of good creative ideas. You know, Page of Wands energy isn't totally dissimilar to Empress energy. We have in the future position the Queen of Cups. Oh, that's really interesting. So, in a way, we could see that these two cards are acting as the same kind of significator for you in this reading. I see very much that you've been strong and in your place of power in the past, and that you shall again in the future be in that place. The Queen of Cups is a really compassionate, eternal person. Even though this is a water sign card, it's possible you have water in your chart, but is very much like the Empress card in many ways. And so it seems to me that what this is saying is that this current state of affairs is a transient thing, that this is not going to be how your life remains. Not yet. Alright. So, here's you in the world, out there today. And indeed, we have the Lover's card in reverse. And while this could be about a romantic relationship where things are maybe not going the way that you hoped, it could also be to do with the same situation as we're seeing with the Eight of Swords over here. And I will do some clarification later where I link these two cards by putting a 3-card Lenormand spread between them. So we'll find out more about that situation. The Lover's card can also be about a choice that you have to make, usually between two things. Here's your mirror that the world is holding back to you, and it's the Emperor. So I find it very interesting what we have here is that in your current state we have the Hierophant, but then the mirror that the world is holding back to you is the Emperor. And then also with these two cards, so we have your opinion of your behavior is, well, I'm trying to do what's right? And then other people see it as you being in a position of authority. And then of course we still have the Empress back here in your past, so let's not lose sight of that either. And then current state of affairs, the Eight of Swords, and also this Lover's card. That's very interesting, very interesting. So I may end up actually pulling 3 rows of Lenormand cards for you because of how these have come out. Alright, Taurus. What else do we have here? And your hopes and fears, wishes and dreams. I think you're afraid of ending up stuck. On this card, he is holding the string himself, so he can kind of let himself down whenever he feels like it, according to this particular iteration of this card. But most cards, he doesn't have that luxury. I think mostly you're just afraid that where you are right now is where you are doomed to remain, but I don't see that at all. I see quite the contrary. Alright. Are we ready for the moment of truth? Tuck this young man behind, since his services will not be required moving forward. Oh boy. So, the goal or destiny, we have the Four of Swords, which is fewer swords than the Eight of Swords. This card is a card of rest, but he's also kind of dead. So I do see that whatever this situation is, I guess I need your help after all, young man. Whatever situation we're looking at right here is going to come to its natural conclusion. And then actually, and that will probably happen in the month of June, because this card is upright, and this card is upright, which is the immediate future. And we do have a lot of upright cards in your reading, and your final card is upright. Alright? So, I don't think that you're going to remain stuck, but whatever that situation is, the Four of Swords is an ending card. Just like the Four of Wands is like a happy ending. The Four of Swords is like the end of a battle. It's not the end of the war, but it's the end of a battle where you rest or you are interred, depending on your outcome. And as a matter of fact, I am still holding this card because your final card in the reading is the World card. And the World card is actually the foil to the Hanged Man card. Let's see if I can get those cards to line up in a nice, pretty way. Yeah. So you can see that the Hanged Man has his leg crossed like this. He often is making a triangle with his arms. And the World card is doing a very similar thing. So she'll make the triangulation, not necessarily on this iteration of the card, but you can even see down here, even though you can't really see her legs, one of them is tucked behind. So it's kind of like they are opposites of each other. Alright, so what does that mean? Well, it means that whatever is going on right now is very transient, and it will be over soon. And your outcome will be much better, and it will be the life to which you have grown accustomed. Let's look at some of these connections, though. I'm especially curious about the connection between the Emperor and the Hierophant in this reading. Oh, we got a jumper. The fox. This could be about work. Fox often means your job, what you do for a living, especially if you are more to the contract side, but could be any job, really. Let's see what we have here. The ship. So you could be traveling for work, or you could be, you know what, this is probably telecommuting. right now. Although that could be with the birds too. We have the tree. So the tree is something that you have been working on for a long time. The ship is about mobility. So it could be a work promotion you've been working on for a long time. Possibly. All right, let's find out the next one. The star, the mountain, and the scythe. Oh, interesting. Yeah. And the star is over here by the Hierophant, and the scythe is over here by the Emperor, with the mountain in between. It's very difficult to reconcile. The mountain's obstacle. It's very difficult to reconcile sternness and cutting things out with the star and wanting the best things for everyone. It's kind of difficult to reconcile these two things. And I think that is an obstacle for sure. But you could also think of it like you can't reach the stars unless you can get to the top of the mountain. And in order to do that, it's difficult to cut things out as well. So yeah, it is difficult to be authoritative and also be a spiritual guide to people. Not impossible, not impossible. And finally we have email, the Tower, which is about control, or could be a business email. News from your business. Yeah, this is probably news coming in about business, and you feel trapped. You feel trapped, you feel like there's a choice you have to make, or that the choice, probably more that the choice is being made for you. That's why you feel trapped. Alright, Taurus. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's always good to see you again. And please let me know what you thought about the Normand deck down in the comments, if you liked it, if you think I should try to make them. And I hope you have a great month of June. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I think a lot of things at least will be getting resolved for you. So have a great beginning to your summer, and I'll see you again soon.